Pronto, pronto, скучает сердце мое, come to... Welcome, guys. My name is Art, and welcome to our weekly live streams today. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. We're doing live streams pretty much every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. I thought I'm gonna do it only once per 2 weeks, but you know, guys, I have a little addiction of you and talking to you. So welcome back today. Welcome. You can let me know in live chats where you from, what time is it in place where you're from, and also if you're a new subscriber. If people who been here before, I already know you guys been here before. If you're new, let me know where you're from. Maybe say your name, because I got a lot of new people here. And before we move forward, I just want to say thank you guys. Every week we're growing like crazy on YouTube. I have 24.6 thousand followers already, subscribers on YouTube. Welcome. Christoph Thomas, Dennis Nelson, Christopher, I'm India. Welcome from India. Springfield, Massachusetts, Minnesota. Jerry in Connecticut, Minnesota. Hi, John Tyree. Hi, Dallas. Good evening from Bulgaria. Hi, Wilson. Eduardo says hi. Portugal, 9 p.m. As I know, not a lot of people watch the whole live stream, so I just want to say very quick thank you guys for everyone who contributed to my GoFund. I created a GoFund. You can still find the link in my video description, and I'm going to put link right now to the live chat. If you want to contribute $5, $10, whatever, it all matters. I'm trying to help a little bit help out my family in they now in Poland, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit more what's up with them. So I really appreciate, thank you everyone. Some people were crazy about donations and matched like very high numbers. I didn't expect. I posted it like 3 days ago and the goal is almost reached. I wanted to do 6,000. The goal is almost reached, so I'm definitely gonna send this to my mom and she's gonna give it to them, or or I'm gonna have to send them because they're gonna live in Czech Republic probably. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to receive dollars because there's not enough dollars, but whatever. My point is I already gonna get on my card like a half of this, so this upcoming week I'm already gonna be able to send them this, which is pretty good and pretty decent, and it definitely helps and show them that they're not alone. Again, thank you everyone who donated. I never really asked to donate something, but I just felt like I can do at least something to help. So I really appreciate and really thank you. I think I responded to almost everyone. If I didn't respond to someone, I still have some people to respond. There's some new people. I see Cloud again send $100. Thank you, Cloud. So yeah, thank you so much. Don't some people were like giving a lot. I understand you guys want to give a lot, but I don't want to take advantage or something. So please don't overdo this. Pretty sure there are a lot more people just join, and we're gonna be able to get to the goal. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Please give me a thumb up. This is the rule in our live stream, that you're hanging out with me and you are given a thumbs up. Wait, where is my Coca-Cola? I got a Coca-Cola. 1 second. Ooh. I got a Coca-Cola over here. So I'm gonna be drinking Coca-Cola with you, tell you a little bit more. What's up? How to live now. That's what I named my live stream today. How to live now. Ugh. Let me know in chat, how is everyone? If someone is new here, if someone is not new still, let me know how you guys doing. How you been holding up with the insane amount of information I'm pretty sure that you get in as well. Not only, not only Ukrainian people, but I'm pretty sure that's very stressful for a lot of people right now. We got Oxford, England. Also, if you're new here, let me know in chat where you're from, because again, we got a lot of new people. So, just want to make sure you guys feel good here. I am gonna see my diet. And also, I'm trying to be a little bit far from the microphone right now. I'm gonna give you some updates. I see you guys writing here, went shopping for a few days. People say hi still. I'm gonna give you some updates what's been going on with me this week, where my mind were. Just a chat, and we'll see, maybe more people are gonna join. We have some questions here. So this week, I'm gonna give you an update with my family first. My family got to the Warsaw. This is my so I have a Russian family, who are living in Russia. This is my uncle and his wife and their 3 kids, right? You remember I was sending them a laptop for the New Year's Eve for my cousin. This is cousin, right? But also I have, and with them I'm like close. This other part of the family that I'm trying to help, I'm less close with them, but they're still my family. So when my grandparents died, they helped a lot my mom, because my uncle and his family, they were in Russia, they couldn't go to Ukraine. But this is another uncle, but it's like my mom, it's hard to explain. My mom brother, but they have only one parent in together, so it's hard to explain. It's not her immediate brother. So I feel like it's cousin brother. I don't know how to explain. And this is his kids. And they were actually, I remember this family, this part of the family, it's like usually when we meet each other on big holidays. And majority of the times when we're all getting together, it's when you go to the, how does this call? Gravery. I think it's a graveyard, right? And in Ukraine, because we are like Orthodox, you have this thing that you need to go once per year to the graveyard, and you have to eat there and drink some drinks or vodka or whatever, because this is how we remember our people who died. So this is a family very constantly, like all of our family, in also this family who I'm trying to help now, they were always getting on this, days together on the biggest days. And this one I remember specific because this is like how I first started to receive this part of the family. So they're very, very close, and they're definitely more closer to my mom than me, but still, they're very, very close. And they helped the most, they helped the most my mom when her parents died. And so my mom's trying to help them, and I'm trying to help them now. And they got to the Poland. She found an apartment because my mom already have hosting free refugees from Ukraine. It's her boyfriend's side of the family, and she had to ask one of her friends again. So they're staying there for 2 weeks, and they got there, and everything is fine now. Besides that, their younger kid, who is 1.5 years old, he's got very sick, and they were going to the hospital, and he's still very sick. My mom was trying to bring some, stuff for them. My cousin, who is Tanya, who is older one, turned out she's a teacher, and she still works online now. Because the schools in my city are still, work online, through online. So she's this teacher of mathematics and geography. So they're still teachers. Oh, sorry, I don't know if, yeah. So she is still teaching, which is pretty good, She doesn't have a big pay because, teachers doesn't really go, but it's still something. And, this week there, my mom was just helping, because they need to go to a hospital, then back and forth. They live very, very far from her. So she needs to go by car to take them out because they don't have a car, they can't really travel much. So the whole week my mom was doing this and, just working and doing other things. So yeah, but the main point is they already got here. They're probably going to go to Czech Republic because there is more support from the government in Czech Republic, and because there is not possible really to find any apartment in Warsaw right now, and they can't stay at the apartment when they're staying for a long time, we're still going to need to pay for, pay to say thank you to these people who are later, because it's already a third family that they let to stay through my mom. So my mom already, feels like, she asked them a lot, but they're not going to be able to a while. So they're probably going to go to Czech Republic because they have some people who they know. And apparently there's a good spot for refugees from Ukraine. So, but they still figure it out because they can't really stay in Warsaw because they can't even find an apartment. It's impossible. So, besides this, they can, in terms of Arts Week, I've been posting a little bit, and I was trying to be a little bit funny again, even though sometimes I'm really, really not into this lately, because of I caught myself in, just constantly reading the news. I have all these Telegram channels. It works like WhatsApp kinda, and caught myself constantly reading the news, constantly doing watching some TVs about Ukraine. I can't really let it go yet, but I'm definitely getting it go. And definitely trying to understand that, sounds ridiculous, but, I have to keep working and I have to help them out, and I have to, we still don't know, I don't know how many people more I will have to help. And if in the beginning of the year I was saying, okay, maybe I'm going to start saving up for my apartments and stuff. But maybe, now I'm not even confident in anything nowadays. So, that's why I'm trying to come back to the point. Okay, that's going on. You can't read news every hour, Can you still donate after you reach your goal? I don't know, Frank. I don't know if I'm gonna be, I don't know. I don't think so. So yeah, but basically I just try to realize how to get back to the place where I can get more, how do you say it? How I can also don't forget to take care of all my business here, because I've been much slower in social media in past 2 months because of first I had depression, then I had something else, then I had the war started. So I've been definitely slower, and I'm very grateful that I built so many platforms that specific of what I do is I can take months off and it's still gonna work, but still definitely that. Me taking some time off, it definitely hit algorithm, especially on Instagram. So if you ever watch my stuff on Instagram, please share it between yourselves, maybe, because when a lot of people share my own story to myself, I don't know if it counts that much, or my own videos. Comment, save, because Instagram has been hit a lot, and I'm just trying to figure out my strategy for the upcoming work, and just besides, helping out and how I can do it together without, because it's not healthy to be in a state of, okay, first it was shock, then it was depression, then it was acceptance. It's just, I don't know how long it's gonna be, and I need to really make sure that I'm doing all the steps to continue to building up myself. You know what I mean? I am doing all the steps to continue building up myself. I do this, I did a lot of stuff this week. I finally finished my taxes, guys. Pretty big amount of money I will have to pay. I'm not gonna tell you how much, but I'm very proud of myself because I've been going through. It took me a lot of time because I am self-employed the whole last year. So I had to go through a lot of things to get it done. Every transaction I made, if it was a work trip or if it wasn't a work trip, if it was some kind of stuff. But I'm happy. It is a pretty big amount of money that I'm gonna pay, but I'm giving out my chunk. So I did this week, plus did some content and trying to figure out where's the next step, just as I did before, just as 2 months before. But now I feel more, how do you say this, more happy in terms of not happy, I feel happy is a good word, peaceful a little bit, without panicking, you know what I mean? Because I'm very grateful that I do have what I have, and I'm less doubting the things that I was doubting more before. At least it's done by April, haha. It is done by April, yeah. It's gonna be out of payment, and so it's all done. Привет из Эстонии, привет, Estonia. First year freelance taxes are always an unpleasant surprise. I wouldn't say it's an unpleasant surprise. I was preparing for this. So it's not I was not preparing for this, I was preparing since November. So I think I'm in a good spot. Why are you beautiful and at the same time you're very nice? And now it's the bad time to say this and this words. I thank you so much. No worries. I appreciate your compliments. Contented. I feel more content. I'm very lucky with first of all a lot of people, because it just shows when I did a GoFund, I didn't thought that people I would contribute that much and that fast. It just shows that I have a very good community that numbers doesn't really matter. It just matter the quality or quantity. And I'm very happy that what I have. I'm very happy that I have my boyfriend. He's very supporting, and I'm sometimes very crazy, and he's pretty good about it. And I just feel like more again in doing stuff, and more again in like it's also coming. The spring is coming, guys. So it's always easier in spring. Do you need me to float you? No. I Jack from Toronto. I hope you're well. No loans, nothing, guys. So yeah. I'm pretty. I would say much more better in a better, how to say, state of mind. That's for sure. Don't forget to the thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'm still figuring out how do I do YouTube. Honestly, because I haven't done the YouTube video itself. How do I say this? I haven't done the YouTube video itself in a while, like the long YouTube video. I was trying to do here and there, but like besides live streams. But I'll tell you this is just insane, because I did over 100 videos that were like long-term videos, like stories, like some stuff. And then I started to post short videos, right? And literally in a month and a half, almost what I did in a whole year in terms of amount of like subscribers I did in like months and a half comparing to what I did in a whole year. So I'm like trying to understand how it works and understand like what is, and also if through these short videos I can get subscribers like I have you guys who are very valuable subscribers, I feel like, and build community more. And it's definitely interesting to watch, and like how the algorithm works and everything else. Jason Coster, thank you for the advice, but I already do it. Not 30% though. I did 20%. You should try reaction videos. Exactly, yeah, reaction videos. And I'm gonna tell you that I'm very overthinkable person in terms of I tried to niche down before way too much. You know what I mean? I try to niche down a little bit. Like the reason why, like I told you multiple times, I call my shorts sometimes absurd because it helps algorithm. And I don't know if I want to niche down anymore. I feel like I want to try to not only niche down but do different things. You know what I mean? Even though like I do like my gay audience, like I want to get more gays, but it's just a lot of things come into this. Also check out my Facebook page. That's where we usually repost stuff. So Mikey is gonna put it in the chat now. We've been doing some Facebook more, and Joe sends my Patreon, my OnlyFriends. I posted a very sexual picture yesterday on my OnlyFriends and my Patreon. I think it was pretty decent, and I sent some exclusive pictures and private messages. So yeah, check out OnlyFriends and Patreon. Coming back to the story, definitely I used to niche down a lot, and like I have sometimes like I'm open-minded, but I think I need to think out of the box in terms of like content and in terms of how to stand out nowadays, because there are so many creators and so many cool people, and you have a bigger competition now than you had like even months ago. I'm not even saying about a year ago. There is definitely more people doing it, and there is still kind of same amount of eyes, and not everyone can be looking at you. You know what I mean? So this is definitely something I'm thinking like what are the next steps, but I also think about expanding it more a little bit in traditional media. There is some thoughts going on in my head, but I can't really tell because I don't want to like tell and don't do or something. But I'm thinking about like expanding and being more proactive in like other sources of media, not only on YouTube and here on social media. And yeah, this is pretty much that's been going on. But again, it's raining. Holy moly, it's beautiful. It is raining. I'm definitely how do I say this? Thinking everything like, and how to. Yesterday I was like Googling how many people go from poor to rich. How many people? Because I'm like walking in my neighborhood, and one of the most like impressive things for me, even though our story should be published in Advocate or something somewhere, one of the most impressive things for me is like, for example, I see a beautiful house in my neighborhood, right? And I'm Googling, right? It's like my neighbors. And I'm Googling this house, and like, for example, 4 bedroom and 3 bathroom cost $17 million. And I'm getting to the point, how do people ever get to the point when they make, like, how? Like, I don't know, like, I know there's a lot of people who are pretty successful with doing what I do in social media, and they have a pretty good net worth. But how do people get to this kind of level? Because it's all big dreams. And I've read a lot about money and relationships with money, where there's so much moderators, because I made them hardly. Welcome to our chat. There's a lot of moderators because we need a lot of help here. So coming back. There is a lot of relationships when you need to have a clear goal why you're doing this. I feel like making money just for making money, it's not like something that is long time sustainable. And I'm trying to figure out my bigger dreams, and how do people go, maybe not necessarily to 18 millions, but pretty more stable life. And I feel like I'm doing pretty good by 24, but again, like, in the same amount of time, I want to get to the level when if my family needs to, $6,000, I can just send it. I am doing pretty good, but it doesn't mean that, $6,000, it might be all my savings, or like half, or like whatever. Doesn't matter, right? So I can't send everything right away, even though I help. But like, I want to get to the point when I can take care of my family more, and I can take care of myself, and in the future of my kids, and it's very fascinating. And I feel like me living in New York, I definitely didn't use the opportunities I've had yet. Didn't use the city itself, because I didn't really put myself out there yet. I don't feel like the initial goal was to grow in New York, and I did grow a lot in terms of like a lot of social media stuff and everything. November, December, January was very big months for me, but like past couple months, February and March, it was like a little slower. Again, slower. I grew almost a half what I grew on YouTube, right? So it's all, I just haven't seen that much TikToks. And I didn't do that much TikToks lately. I'm trying to do, but again, like me niching down, I feel like, and the lack of ideas, the lack of creativity very often. In UK is 2122. Thank you. The good job on the fundraising. Thank you, Janine Williams. I really appreciate it. So yeah. How are you doing, bro? Thank you. I'm good. Do not copy what already have been created. Do your own style, which fits your own character, the way you feel it. For example, now I'm going to campaign for peace in Ukraine by TikTok. I like that you're saying it. Do not copy where you already been created. That's why we're looking back. It's just been a lot of stressful times, but again, you choose your position. The situation in Ukraine also really helped me. Arts Coca-Cola is getting warm and flat. Thank you. The situation in Ukraine gave me appreciation more. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something. Realizing how lucky I am. Not necessarily lucky, but how do you say this? Syndrome самозванца. Let me Google it to you. I think it's something that you would be guys really interested in hearing what I felt. Syndrome самозванца. I think it is this. Let me Google and tell you very quick. Also, don't forget to put the big thumb up, because I feel like we have a very not romantic. Imposter syndrome is loosely defined as doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud. I feel like it's something that might be very... It's disproportionately affects high-achieving people who find it very difficult to accept their accomplishments. Many question whether they're deserving of accolades. So I heard about this term very recently, but it's just so brilliantly described a lot of time the feelings I had, and I told you about these feelings, right? And I feel like I started to feel it more and more once I moved to New York, and once I started to accomplish more things in terms of followers or financial stable. The thing that I needed to realize is sorry, it doesn't come from nowhere, right? For example, the thing that I have, I can like take a month or like months and a half off and be very like into news and like don't do anything in terms of content, and I'm still gonna be fine. Is probably because I did a lot of things before, So I did had a very long way in my life where I came from like literally nothing to living in my apartment in New York City. My apartment is a very nice apartment. How been hardest to find this apartment, to get approved for this apartment, and from nothing to like speaking 4 different languages, and making people who are friends or like subscribers and followers, who are very attached to what I say. So it does take a lot of work, but very often I just feel like I don't deserve what I have, and I feel like this, again, it's with a high, I'm gonna repeat it, adopting abilities and feeling like a fraud is disproportionately affects high achieving people who find it very difficult to accept their accomplishments. And I talked to my friend about it, and he said, you probably always gonna feel it just because of the, how do you say this? Because of the background you came from. Because like it's one of the things, like, what if I'm gonna lose everything tomorrow? I'm scared of it sometimes, right? I watched the interview of Alex Weber, the guy who blew up on TikTok, and I found it very interesting. I don't have anything personal against him. I feel like he's got very lucky and very charismatic guy, right? But when he was asked, are you afraid of that tomorrow you're gonna lose it all, right? And he said, absolutely not. And I was like, why? And he said, because like 2 months ago, I was a guy who lived at his aunt and uncle at their house, and I was working like some contractor or something. And like 6 months ago, I was still living with my parents. And the reason why he is not afraid, because he has this. You know what I mean? Because even if he's gonna lose everything, he's still gonna be able to go back home, like I told you before, right? To live with either his aunt or uncle for free, or live with his family who are extremely supportive, right? And I don't really have this. I don't really have the mistake opportunity. And I'm sorry, I talked about this a lot, but it's just like imposter syndrome is something that I find very, very interesting. It's one of the things. So it's definitely like the reason why I'm telling this is because I really like walked a big journey to get even like to this kind of place where I am, because not a lot of people, and I think I walked it very honestly, and like I don't have to, like I do deserve it, you know what I mean? Because it didn't came from nowhere. There was a lot of jobs, a lot of washing toilets in the beginning when I didn't know English very well. There's a lot of risks, and the reason why I have this is also because I took a lot of risks. A lot of people go, 90% of people go with a least resistance life, right? They just go, they do this and this. I never had least resistance life, because even when I was moving to like America with $500, it was a huge risk without knowing anyone. When I moved to Poland, with pretty much nothing. When I was bringing to Poland my mom, and we didn't know how she's gonna work. She couldn't work. She didn't have a visa for working. She had a student visa, so there was a lot of risks taken that actually paying back. And the whole Ukraine situation kind of helped me realize sometimes that I don't really have to have this imposter syndrome, because everything that happens for a reason, the reason is at work. And even, some people are going to watch this this live stream, I'm going to say like, what he's doing, like, he's just has OnlyFans or Patreon and people give him money. Well, try to get to the point when you can put yourself out and people will want to give you money for Patreon or OnlyFans, right? This is the first thing. And try to get people fall in love with you to this level. It's also not like very easy, because it's pretty much like any other job like actors have or something, because when we do TikTok or YouTube, is we all trying to get liked by the viewers, right? And the all numbers affect. So not a lot of people relies on all of these things, and there's a lot of strategy behind it. Also, don't forget to give the big thumb up, okay? I really appreciate it. And try to take a lot of risks, because a lot of people can just, go and do less resistant. I definitely didn't have my life like this. And a lot of people, I would say, like, am I happy that I'm here? I'm definitely happy that I'm here. Was I happy in Ukraine? No, absolutely. I was not happy in Ukraine because of multiple reasons. And that's why I left. And I'm very happy that I left. Am I happy that Ukraine did getting destroyed? Absolutely not, because it's the country where I was born, and people who I went to, who are my classmates, they're like under the bombs and everything. And my family, I'm not happy about it. And definitely, like, can't do much from, like, I'm trying to do my thing, my way. But I also understand that I kind of choose another way in my life. And, like, I understand that everything pays off. And, like, all your work pays off. And I'm definitely going to talk to more people about this. How do I say this? About people who feel like this. Because I feel there's a lot of people like this. And this is what I found for myself. And the whole point of this long talk, was that the situation in Ukraine gave me more appreciativity, I would say, to what I have. Like, doesn't really matter, like, it doesn't really matter what a lot of people might think or something. There's always going to be haters, but it just matters what you think about yourself at the end of the day, and if you have a clear mind and peace in your soul. And 69 people watching here, me talking some interesting stuff, or might not be interesting for some people. Some people can relate, some people can't. But still, it's so many people, so many lives are watching here. For a lot of people, it might be not a lot. For me personally, it's a lot. And that's what matters, And I definitely wish everything is going to end in Ukraine faster. I hope it's going to end faster. But, just after every crisis, I hope after every crisis ends, there is an opportunity for a rise, and there's some new opportunities, and I hope a lot of people find peace, and I'm trying to find peace myself. My mom always thanks me every day, probably. She thanks me, thank God that you took me out of the Ukraine. You know what I mean? It's all because of you, she tells me, and, like, even though I said it's all because she believed in me, but she always says, I wouldn't believe in you if I wouldn't see that you're able to do this. You know what I mean? Because I always tell, if you wouldn't borrow money, I would not be able to go to Poland. And she says, if I wouldn't see that you need help, like, that you have a lot of potential, I would never borrow money for you. That's what she said. So it's like mutual thing, and I'm definitely happy that I left. And again, I hope that Ukraine is going to get better. And one of the people on my comments on Twitter today, he said that 100,000 refugees gonna be accepted by Joe Biden or wherever. First of all, for now it's bullshit, because there's no specific instructions, nothing. It's all empty words. Whenever it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Second of all, like, he said it on my family post. The reason I answer him, they don't want to be a refugee. They just want it to be done, and they want to come back. Not everyone wants to be a refugee in another country, and not everyone wants to start the life from zero. Like, I'm telling you, my cousin was a teacher. She's a teacher, right, of mathematics and geography, and the school she went to is like God forbidden place in the Donetsk region, and she doesn't want to go and build her life in Czech Republic. She doesn't need it, Not everyone needs it. Majority of people, they don't need it. And yes, life in Ukraine was so, like, tough, and a lot of, maybe if I would not be gay, maybe I would live there, but probably still not. But, a lot of people don't want to be a refugee, and a lot of people find themselves where they were born. So I feel like it's an important thing to not forget, So everyone has a choice, and I'm very sorry that a lot of people had to leave. And I understand my problems comparing to their problems is nothing. And, I understand that I'm more grateful now for what I have as well. I don't know if it makes sense. And Mike says, I built myself a very solid foundation in a year. I did. Thank you. You deserve everything you have, Art. I think you should be proud of yourself for coming to a new country, adjusting to our culture, and creating space for yourself on the internet that allows you to support yourself. This is a very interesting thing, Macman. Thank you so much. Because a lot of people don't really realize the hardness of actually getting into the culture and adjusting to the culture. Because 99% of the immigrants, if not maybe 95, I would say, they're never adjust itself. They live, they contribute to the society, they pay taxes, they have some jobs, but they're not really like integrating into culture itself. I feel like I had a good things here. In Bulgaria, we sleep, we don't say. Zoni says, in Bulgaria, we say do not sleep on the hand of what you've done in the past, just because speaks and stand up for you, but stand up and go for new peak. Keep action. I bet feel like this. Yes. Good morning, Sam. With my condition, I could lose it all, but family will gain, so no worries. Yes. You probably feel like that most of your life. If you feel like that now, lol, join the crowd. I can revive that. Also, I've always called my drive. What's the name of the boyfriend? I'm not gonna tell you. He's my little secret. You have the God's talent and imagination. Thank you. You paid your dues, Art. Thank you. You have come a long way and very courageous, and you were inspiring. Thank you, Mike Davis. It's your work, your creativity. You build a brand and an audience. You deserve it, and no one else did it for you. Don't doubt yourself. Just keep the momentum. Thank you. I really like your comments as well. Art, my name is Walter. I'm old enough to be your grandfather. I have 2 grandchildren, and I hope they have your intelligence and drive when they grow up. Thank you. It's insanely nice of you to say. Worst case, you're hardworking and don't have to worry about starting again. You're a survivor. Thank you. You set yourself high goals, and the journey to reach them can be successful. People say hi to each other here. There is a reason I followed you for over a year. You're a pretty special person. Thank you. I love to listen to all those comments, guys. I can't say. I'm just kidding, but definitely nice. God always puts you where you need to be, not where you want to be. LOL, believe me, I tried to live up north or out west, but there was always back in Tennessee. As from what's spreading around the news in Eastern Europe, we can expect to end this bloody war in less than a month from now on. I don't know if it's gonna be done in less than a month. That is the time of the everything. That's the bottom circle and can get only 10 better. People say hi from Tampa. Congratulations on GoFundMe. Thank you. You're special to us. I've got some cash put away and I'm still afraid to move to San Diego. Getting older, being practical is the hindrance from taking chances. John Terry, you really need to take chances sometimes. You know, you're more American than I am. We really need to take some chance because time goes away. You know, I don't really regret I moved on here. Not a second I regret it. Привіт, я так за тобою скучав. Дякую, Любомир, дякую. Thank you for 100 thumbs up. Holy moly, we don't have a lot of people here today, but it's a lot, but last week we had over 100 people. I don't know, did you guys have imposter syndrome? How often it is? It's like no matter what, you're still gonna be like, oh, I don't know if I deserve it. Davey says, hi, Art. I'm saying hi, Davey. On a good note, again, you know, very productive week, I feel, for myself. We've got 5,805. Oh my goodness. Thank you everyone who sends for the GoFund. I'm definitely, if you already sent, please don't do it one more time. You know, I really appreciate it, but I don't feel like very good when people send too much or something. Really appreciate it though, but like again, I feel like this GoFund goal is gonna be achieved within like today. So thank you for thumbs ups. And it's already achieved pretty much, you know. Love you from the United Kingdom. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, let me know if you're new here in the chat. Kind of opposite. Discovered was the capable of things that I would never thought of myself. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm trying to realize in terms, because you know, you see my journey a lot here. I'm trying to realize these things that how do I secure, how do I make it good, but at the same time, art was never about security. I don't want to also lose myself because art was about the risk more than about security, and risk paid off, you know, even though a lot of time risk was scary. It's just, yeah, you need to have the courage for sure. And I just don't know, like a lot of people, sometimes I want to have like a mentor or someone, you know, who would show me the road. Like I'm waiting for the person maybe who would show me the road where I go. How do I make it big and bigger, you know? How do I do this? This is what sometimes I want. But never knew what happened. Sorry. I don't know what's personal opinion about President Zelensky, but I just he's a really appreciative person who cares for all the people, for real. I don't think that people in Ukraine should be against president right now. I think that no matter what people thinks about him, if they want to save the territory and the Ukraine itself, we need to support the president, because there are some people who say, why don't you surrender Ukraine? Because if he's gonna surrender, there's not gonna be Ukraine. It's gonna be Belarus, and it's not escapable. And Ukrainian people, they're different. They're not gonna be able to live under the puppet. That's why we didn't have a puppet in 2013. Dan Mills says, Art, we are lucky to have you in America. Just keep moving and trying. Eventually the cream rises to the top. Tunkel54, I didn't see you in a while. I remember your big comments on my YouTube channel. It's very nice to see that you're here. I think it was you, right? I remember I was reading. It was like very... I remember my in the very beginning when my YouTube just took off, like first 1,000 or 2,000. I tried to answer. I was trying to answer every single comment. It's impossible to do. But I remember your comments. I was reading them. They were very long, and I was like very reading them. Alright, I saw on TikTok on Taimi either one. I only have TikTok. I don't have Taimi. I just like doing things to help people. But I remember I really appreciated your comments. I was sending my mom the comments, and I was like, if people write such big comments, it's like they really mean. It really means they care and everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely appreciate your comments and stuff. We will see. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of news. Yesterday we went to what it's called. Me and my boyfriend, we went to brunch, and then we went to he wanted to take me to see the UFC fights, because he watches UFC fights with his friend and his friend's girlfriend. And we were watching. I can watch sports, I can watch everything, guys, but UFC fights is something I can't watch. Since my boyfriend watches everything, it's March Madness now. I just can't watch UFC fights. It's just so boring. I don't find it interesting. But and when we were watching this, I was like, why do people beat each other? You know. But then I googled like how to be supportive if your boyfriend loves boxing or like UFC and you don't like it. So yeah, we watched the UFC fights for a while, and then he wanted to stop by the bar. We stopped by the bar for like 20 minutes, and he brought me home. And you know what I mean? So it was pretty good night, pretty good Saturday night, like the ones we didn't have in a while for sure, and pretty good night. I don't know how to watch the UFC fights. Just wondering, did you and your boyfriend eat all these oysters? Yes, he also took me on Tuesday. He took me out to happy hour. It was $2 per oyster, and we ate 24 plus 12, 36 oysters. That's what we ate. We did a lot. I was literally happy about it. Tonko says, I'll try to do better. I should be retired, but lol, the wolf is always at the door to speak. No worries. You do this. It helps. How is New York? New York is pretty good, guys. It's colder today, but it's pretty good. I like it. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm very happy I live in New York. What do you do in your life now? I am working as social media content creator. So I create content, make people laugh, and post some sexy pictures on OnlyFans and Patreon, and respond people. Some people follow me. I love, and like there are some people, because my audience is gay audience, to be honest. But recently I had a little bit more women, it was like some women are like be 65, which is, it's already like some, older person who lived the life, and they still find it interesting to follow me and watch me, and they would write me like, Art, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be sexy, but I'm here to support you on your Patreon. I just wanted to say like that I like you too much, that you remind me of my grandson or something. I was like, I like this audience, it's even women, it's not like only gay audience, and I really appreciate it. I don't know, I like it. It's incredible, because when I was sad about Ukrainian stuff, first week especially, first 2 weeks, go back to my live stream when war just started. If you would watch this live stream, you can see I'm not in a good state of mind. But then again, my friend always reminded me, like, there's a lot of people who you make their life better just like by going live and do stuff and like creating more content. They're waiting for you as well. You can't just be sad, because you do something. Uh, always willing to help you. I lived with much little success, but I've learned from it all. Feel to make your own mistakes and desires. I don't like fighting in any form. Correct. How's your day going? Cameron Michael, I'm pretty good today. Just a friendly reminder about the sound. Try to stock yourself on a place because your mic made 3D sound from L to R line. Perfect for ASMR. Wait, so what should I do? Should I do L or R? I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's up with this mic. I'm still learning. I need to learn more. I'm glad that I'm using mic. That's already better. I can just hear the slurp slurp now. That voice of yours. Thank you. Our job is to cheer you up when you're sad. Wait, how do I change the mic though? How do I change it? Okay. Hello? 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 Is it better now? You just get too close to mic. I'm sorry, guys. I changed it. Is it better now? I don't know. I hope it's better. I don't know what to tell you. At least I'm better at doing this now. I don't know. Not the last one. Sounds richer. You sound good. Too low, Art. Stay just in front about 50 center. Okay, so probably mic is fine, guys. Probably mic is fine. Another thing, I want to if you guys follow me on Patreon, or OnlyFriends, and you're truly care, I feel or even on YouTube comments, but you can write me down on Patreon or I want to ask you advice, actually, from a lot of people, I don't want to ask you advice what to do for me, but I want to ask how you dealt with the situation, I'm gonna tell you. Because since I took the days off, first because I was depressed, because that helped in my life, then it was Ukraine and wherever, I feel like I lost a little bit of this eagerness to do what I do. And I know that sometimes you have a burnout, and I feel like I'm at this stage when I had burnout already, and now, but I know that I like what I do. I know that I'm grateful, and I know that I like what I do. So if you can write me your stories and your what do you think about if you ever had this, how do you deal when you did something, you took off, and you want to come back stronger and better? How exactly did you do? Because now I feel like sometimes I lost a little bit control over my life itself, because I feel like I don't make necessarily every day. Sometimes when I make a list, it helps. That's what I did. It helps to me. But I feel like sometimes I kind of lost. Apartment was dirty, but I cleaned it, so I was just trying to say, Barry Wilson, this Artem, wait. Everyone can chat here, okay? So don't, everyone can chat here, Barry Wilson. If you guys can chat, you don't necessarily have to answer everything, So yeah, please, people, don't feel sad or afraid to be of chatting. When you go do sound check, adjust the gain knob until red is gone. Until red is gone, but what if it's not gone? It's still red. So sorry, let me come back to the question. Can I leave a message? Yes, if you follow me on Patreon, you can leave a message. Um, so yeah, I was just saying that. Uh, Let me know on Patreon, how did you deal with the burnout, and how did you do if you had such a rise and then you had a drop and you do want to get back, but you don't really know how to take your life like in your hands again. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, and it's not only about laziness. Some people can say it's just laziness or something. I feel like it's more, it's the organization. Like you don't know where to start. All these things, because I really want to like figure out, because I'm telling you, at some point I feel like over the last months I feel kind of like I lost a little bit of control, and I'm definitely the thing that I realized it already is good, but like I lost a little bit of control. I don't have as much motivation, but I want to fix it. And like I started is like redoing some stuff at my apartment. I put the AC finally at my apartment, and actually I put the AC in my apartment. And I did got off a lot of stuff that I didn't put together. I want to put some Amazon wish list. You know what I mean? Do you still use your PO box? Yeah, I do use PO box. I still go to PO box pretty often. There is not a lot on PO box that recently happens. I don't really receive a lot of letters or something. But I still go here and there, and I see your cards some people send, and I respond to them on Patreon. So yeah, let me know if in Patreon messages or OnlyFriends your stories, and how do you take yourself back, and how do you get to another level, because I definitely want to get to another level. And I had this, but I just I want to be a little bit more inspired also, maybe from you, because some people here know definitely more than I know. Art, watching you bring some life to some older like myself. We'll get on a journey with you. Thank you. Welcome, people. And also, more people you can chat. You can write down in chat. Don't be afraid, of writing down on chat. If you're new here, or if you not really usually write in chat, I would really appreciate if more people, not the same people, even though the same people, please come commenting, because it really helps a lot. But keep writing in chat as well. You can call me a colleague as an ex-YouTuber and radio TV anchor, and I still feel this burnout. And my cure I found is real friend who is not afraid to slap you correctly in the face. Interesting. I want to give you advice, but don't want to be pushy. You don't. You see, I don't really like ask probably for advice. I really ask more about like what would you do? What did you, if you ever went through something like this? So, if you ever did went through something like this, and how you can like, how did you manage this? Read the book, The Four Agreements. Okay, let me save this. The Four Agreements. The Four Agreements. Okay, guys, questions, comments, concerns. If you were not active in the chat, give us a topic each week to respond to on Patreon and OnlyFriends. I feel like, Bobby, if I'm gonna give people every week to respond to a topic, it would be way too much to process every week for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to get myself into a situation when I'm gonna have to because it takes a lot of time to read one letter and like to go through this, but I don't want to do it every week. I want to do it sometimes, but if it's gonna be like a lot of letters with the live stream, I'm not gonna be able to keep up like this very easily. So let's do with this, and I'm just gonna keep asking sometimes, so you can give me your opinions. I watched a movie you might like called Free Guy. It's about a real person who gets into computer game as a character and changes the game. I'm gonna copy right now the Free Guy. Free Guy. Ta la 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 la. Free Guy. Like, for example, the same engine happened this me. Zoni, I'm very happy you're coming back. Thank you for the comment here. Coca-Cola time. Dennis says never liked homework. Please sing to us. I swear you don't want to hear me sing. I don't want to lose my charisma if I want to sing. It's not gonna be good, guys. Not gonna be good. It was 10 years in depression, just realized. It'll take a while to return. I don't want to be 10 years in depression, though. That's definitely... Hi, Art from Canada. Hey. It is really about disciplining yourself. You have to schedule your work time as well as your play time. Both are important for your mental health. I really like to hear this. This is constructive. Like, I like what you say in SV. Do you cook Ukrainian food often? Can you share the favorite recipe? I don't really cook often, but this is one of the things. Like, I need to start cooking. Dennis, your comments will be graded too. Bobby, I don't know how you said this. Do you, Bob? Bob, yeah, I don't really cook Ukrainian food. It's like complicated for me. If I cook some scrambled eggs. Coca-Cola is important dose of daily caffeine. I'm starting to like leave from at least coffee, guys. Also, my friends, who is watching Oscars today? Tell me, please. I'm definitely trying to like. I don't know. I'm gonna come up with the ideas. I swear. You guys not gonna be disappointed. More organizational skills for sure. More cleaning the mind. More warmth. I don't know. It's a lot of things. Grade me on a curve. On a curve. Who's watching Oscars? I never watch Oscars really, but I want to go to my boyfriend's house tonight. He's gonna watch basketball on his laptop. But I'm probably gonna watch Oscars with him tonight. And tomorrow, Monday, we start a new life. Tomorrow, we go to... Also, I just want to be a little bit... The one thing that I'm proud of myself is that I really started to go to dance classes again and work out again. And I used to weigh 61.5 kilograms. And now I weigh 59.3. So I basically lost 2 kilograms, which is pretty impressive for me in a matter of months. I need to weight 58. It's ideal. You're gonna bring the down the average attendance. 124 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for doing this live today. Thank you guys for joining here. I really appreciate you. So yeah, if you can write me the stories today. I don't really care about Oscars. Who's gonna win? I don't even know the movies. I just wanna watch it today. I don't know. I don't really care. I can't watch pretenders speaking out on political topics they know very little about. It will... Yeah, if you guys can, or if you have time after live stream, the question I ask you about, and, you know, do it. I will read it tonight. Tonight and tomorrow morning. New to your live stream, but subscribed over a year ago. Saw your Tampa Pride last year. You were missed it yesterday. What does it mean you were missed it yesterday, Raymond? I miss your Tommy art. Ugh, Bobby, stop. So won't be watching Oscars. You need to find a balance between your work and professional life. So you give so much life of yourself and being creator. However, like a car needs gas. If you don't refill it, you can't run. Christopher says... I don't really care. I never watch. I just feel like I want to be next to my boyfriend and watch. Only to see if Zelensky gets some airtime. I don't understand also this thing that Oscar needed to give Zelensky like airtime. I honestly didn't really understand this. Like, why Oscars is like a bunch of actors, you know? It's not like they influence much. I don't know. I didn't really get this part. Zelensky needed an airtime on NATO meetings. That's what he's got. Should make an opening speech at the Oscars tonight. Holy moly, Zelensky make an opening speech at the Oscars. I'm definitely actually watching it then. I don't like my teeth today. They look way too... Guys, I swear, they're wider than they're on a screen today. I don't know why it's like this. I swear they're better. I have friends who pay me attention to the red carpet. I don't really care. I feel like it's cozy family thing, you know? I love my boyfriend. He's my baby. I love him a lot. I was a bit shocked when I went to community page and saw your sexy pics. Was not expecting that. You know, Richard, community page is for contact with you, and I always been posting pictures on community page. I talked about it, and I always been doing this, but it's also a way of exposure for me. So Frank, he says maybe start doing some cooking on YouTube. I try to do cooking. I'm not interested in cooking, Frank. You know, I don't really like to cook. I like to cook. You remember our live stream during last summer? It was pretty good when I was cooking food and I was eating, but it was like I don't really like cooking. That's my issue. And cooking, and imagine, Frank, I'm telling you, filming cooking, it's such a pain in the ass. This is like, and it doesn't really pay off well at all. Because you need to film something that also is gonna bring you growth and stuff. It's not with my audience and not with the people I have here. I'll teach you how you cook if you're interested. Not interested. Art does have the cutest tummy. Art doesn't have tummy, guys. Come on. No more tummy. No more tummy situation over here. Tummy is gone. You know? I'm not like against tummies of other people, don't get me wrong. But I don't like my tummy. So I'm gonna promote my OnlyFans here because I didn't promote it in a while. I gotta go, gotta FaceTime with my boyfriend, Christopher says. Go, of course. Your first kiss was with a boy, girl. It was with a girl. I was 13. I would not want to repeat with this girl. Fun fact, she lives in Chicago now. With her, like, daddy. She has a daddy. She has a daddy. Okay, my friends. You know what to do. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon. I'm gonna try to do better this week, and thank you for your GoFund. Thank you, I appreciate it, guys. I think I'm gonna be able to send something this week because half of the money GoFund already sent me, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna raise the $6,000. It's already a goal. The goal already is achieved because I also did the GoFund also in my mind, because if I'm gonna raise the 5,000, just in case, like, I'd rather put the higher number because I didn't think that I'm gonna be able to achieve it. You know what I mean? So I put a little bit higher number just to be safe, and actually is gonna be able to achieve. So it's definitely gonna help. Definitely gonna help my family. Definitely, helps to make my life easier because I'm not gonna be, giving all the money that I have, and still be a little bit safer. Also, one more thing is just the economy that we are going in is very scary, and we might be already in a recession, and some people would say no, it's probably not, but we might be. It might be a little different than it used to be before, and we are living in very crazy times right now. When economy, we don't know where it's going. So I'm very happy that I'm actually able to use my brand and use me to help family. So thank you again. How tall I am, my last question I'm gonna answer is I am 5'7". I am 5'7", not super tall, but something else is tall in me. Yeah, I don't know how people do this when they're like, do this ASMR. I don't know why people do this and how people listen to this. Okay, thank you so much. If you don't like something about yourself, fix it. I like your approach. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you guys, what I can tell. Thank you for coming here, and thank you for being, good supportive community. I lost my job. I was the official nose blowing Taylor. John. Later. I'll see you soon. Holy moly, some art. My Maybe I'll do this. Maybe SMR is gonna restore my TikTok lives because they're like got to not super popular ones. But maybe SMR is gonna. What's homework question? There's not a homework question. I just if you follow me on Patreon and OnlyFriends, let me know your story. How did you escape from the being burned out? How did you come back to being productive? How do you take care of your life if you feel like you lost a little bit of control? So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Bye.